Hello and welcome. Welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Oh my goodness, I love that title. I bet you do as well. I am Joy Ruffin, and my work is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster, and it's all connected. And every week I bring to you a featured guest speaker, and tonight is no exception. Let me just share with you before I have you introduce and meet our featured guest speaker that my work with you season, second act, second chapter, transitioning women who are fed up with walking into that closet and being confused beyond confused. And I have a lot of excitement that I'll be bringing to you. And tonight is no exception. Our featured guest speaker tonight, I like to call her Dr. Sharon McKnight, even though she's allowed me to call her Sharon tonight. She's often described, and you'll see this and feel this, as an ambitious, friendly, down to earth individual who enjoys any reason to laugh. Now, you know, I made a connection with her because all of you who know me, you know that I love to laugh. Laughter is medicine for the soul. So I'm honored to have her here. Dr. Sharon McKnight is full of energy and vibes, and she's going to share a lot with us tonight. Help me welcome Dr. Sharon McKnight. Sharon, how are you?
I am very well, thanks, Miss Joy. It's such a pleasure. Thank you for having me on your Leading Lady Leaving Legacies show this evening, and a very special evening to our audience.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for that warm compliment. I've received it and I embrace it and I send it right back to you because when I heard and we chatted for a brief time that you love a good laugh and laughter as much as I do, I said, bravo, this is a lady I want to get to know and I want to get to meet. And then, Sharon, you began to share with me a little bit about what you do. And that excited me beyond as well, because you have a dynamic, exciting background. You started off with Sandals Resorts, and then you went into, and it goes on, but your passion for entrepreneurship led you to iTrip. Tell us a little bit about listing sites versus property management and how you got there. That's a lot, but you can take it.
No, you hit the nail on the head. You're right. So my journey in hospitality started in the mid 90s with
Yes.
luxury all-inclusive hospitality or hotel management. It was fabulous. I enjoyed it, and then I migrated, and my corporate journey ended in property management with luxury high-rise buildings here in South Florida. However, my passion for entrepreneurship started when I was young, and I decided to hone on all those skills and experiences. And after some life changing events in 2022, I decided to invest in iTrip. And here I am, as a confident owner of this franchise,
Yes.
for sure, that I know will allow me to use all that I have garnered over the years for today's world and the future.
Yes. I love that. I love that description too. And I like that confident because that's what it takes. And you have it. This I know for sure. Tell me, you explained to someone, tell us a little bit more about what really brought you to iTrip. What made you decide? What was that pivotal something that said, this is where I want to make my investment because I know this will work with me based on my background and experiences that I've had? What was that?
For sure. So having had the luxury service, the luxury hotel service,
Yes.
then coupled with the first class service that first service actually um, is known for, and having had that experience, I had to find an entrepreneurial journey or business that would allow me to collaborate or to combine both and do it for myself. And iTrip provided that opportunity for me.
I love that. I figured you would say something like that. You know why? Because iTrip is known, with my limited knowing, but I do my wee bit of research. It's known for its luxury, first class, upscale, everything combined with what we all need more and more of customer service. So I get it. I get it.
Sure. So I mean, iTrip again is a company that was founded by property managers for property managers.
Yes.
We are a full service short term rental property management company specializing in helping homeowners increase their income while delivering a boutique level of service. We also have a very vibrant real estate agent referral program, and homeowners and real estate agents enjoy rather a commission, right? For as long as we continue to manage the properties that they refer to us. You can't have it any better than that, Miss Joy.
I don't think so. It certainly sounds that way. I don't see how you could have it any better than that. Tell us a little bit and explain to us a little bit about, as much as you can for the layman and those people maybe who are thinking about making a move or investing more into properties, because we still know half of us with half of a noodle that real estate is the way to go for a great investment, right? And make money and return on your money.
Sure.
So, how do we go about listing sites versus property management? Tell us a little bit more about that so that maybe that person out there who's been thinking about it will make the investment and contact you later to get more data.
So, it's interesting. Thanks for asking that question,
Yes.
because listing sites, everybody know of the major listing sites. They know of the Airbnb, they know
Yes.
of the VRBOs, and a lot of people are doing it themselves. But it's not unusual for our homeowners who come to our program, who bring their properties to our program, to realize a 25% increase in net income within the first 12 months of being on our program, because
Wow.
we not only list, we manage, and we accomplish this by leveraging the largest and most dynamic digital marketing platform in the industry. So we have an entire team that's dedicated to this. We create unique sites for homes so that we are able to market them in a way that gives them the visibility that does not allow them to leave revenue on the table. So we manage, we don't just list, we list on over 85 sites. So what does that tell you? Listing sites are a dime a dozen. Good management is hard to find.
Oh, there's no question about that. And you bring to the table the company that you're with, good customer service. But you know what you said, though, Sharon, that's really major for anybody who's considering it. There's zillions of sites that they have out there. But what you're doing is you're able to leverage and manage these sites for people, maybe who want to make the investment, but can't take and won't take the time to indulge in all that's required. That in itself is worth the service and the investment that one makes. Tell us, how do you come? I know somewhat, but I never assume anything anymore. I tell you, you can get a lot of trouble when you do that. How do you get people to, how do you market to get people to come to you so that it's you? I know we're doing a little bit of that here and now, but how do you advertise and promote to get people to come and see what you're doing and what you're about?
So word of mouth is also great, but in addition to word of mouth, we also have, well, I use companies to help me with reaching out to homeowners. I actually pay for professional help in terms with acquisition, because to sit here and think that everyone will know that I am here in Hollywood doing great is would be foolhardy of me. So I do hire a company to help with property acquisition. I do advertise. I do get involved in the community a lot. So persons are fully aware of who I am and know that, hey, I'm local, I'm here, you could reach me. I'm a local company with global reach. So it's important for me to make the connection with my community. And I do various things in the community to ensure that they are reminded of who I am and what I do.
You know what? You gave the key word for me as a layman and learning as I meet and greet a lot of wonderful people is that it's all about family, relationships, and
Yeah,
community. And you mentioned the last one, which brings the other two into play: community.
yeah.
You're getting known in the community, you're connecting with the community, you're sharing with the community, and that's what builds a community into success. When you talk about customer service, what are some of the little extras, or what are just some of the things that you do outside of maybe the norm?
So, Joy, everybody talks about service, and that is so true. Having worked in the Hollywood area in my corporate life for
Yes.
almost 10 years, I have come to form one relationships, build great relationships with vendors. So I not just manage your property. I know that for service and five-star ratings go beyond just a lovely face, a lovely smile, a warm greeting, but I partner with some of the best vendors in Hollywood to offer services that go above and beyond to create memories that are life lasting, long lasting for our guests. I partner with um, persons like landscapers, housekeepers, baby quip to deliver for those families traveling with young kids that don't want to travel with the car seats, the strollers. We provide that. I provide a boutique valet trash pickup in between the regular city pickup. Those things matter. I also work with persons. I mean, noise is always a factor when you have short term rentals. So, Noise Aware provides equipment for monitoring noise decibels in homes. We go further. We also partner with ADT for security for homes. Those things matter. People don't understand how much they matter until you talk about good neighbor values and how we employ to be able to fulfill what we say in terms of ensuring that we keep our guests great guests, right? It's not that we don't think they are, but we have to prove that yes, they are by employing the necessary technology that it takes for that. We also offer free fun with Explory to guests that visit. A family of four coming in, we may offer free fun to 2 out of 4 because Explory gives that. So we have great vendors that we partner with to make sure that our service is what we promise.
Oh my goodness. You know, Sharon, when I met you and we chatted briefly for a short time there, I knew that I wanted you to come here and share all of the things that you just did because hubby and I, and this is not bragging, it's just a fact, we traveled extensively up until 2 years ago. I mean, and we went through a lot of different agencies, and all the things that you mentioned are some of the places we went because of the people who did what they had to do. I don't even remember some of the names of the companies that he dealt with, but
Right.
it was exceptional. And some of them, Sharon, were far from it because the noise and the neighbors and the environment and all of that. And you want to get as upscale and high end as you can. But all of these things that you mentioned above and beyond and going beyond, that seems to be, not seems to be, that is what you're offering. And that is what people, when they, because people, when you travel, you go away for what? Real R&R. You don't want to be bothered with anything. So I get that. I get that. And you know what else you brought in? This is really, it ties into the community, but good neighborhood values. You have immersed yourself to get to know the community, the neighborhood that you're in.
Yes,
Yes.
that is important because, oh my gosh, how we wish we could choose our neighbors, and we don't have the liberty to. However, I know with short-term rentals, that's usually a concern, and I'm here to tell you, yes, we do guest verification. It's very important, and it's not that we're doing credit checks. That's not what we're about, but we just want to make sure that we keep good neighbors good. That's really what it's about, and to hold persons accountable and to hold ourselves accountable as managers to ensure that we can deliver what we say. And good neighbor values, those are values that are important. I give my neighbors my card. Hey, I'm the person managing this property. If you have anything that makes you uncomfortable, please feel free to call me because you could never ever say 100% that someone will do what they said they promised to do. But if that ever changes, I would love to know before it becomes out of control.
Yes, yes. You know what you just said. It brought to mind while you were speaking there, Sharon, about when you arrive at that vacation spot.
Yes,
It's you're aesthetic. I mean, you're just happy to be there, and you want to be sad to leave. And
yes,
that's what you're giving people. You're
yes,
giving them such a great time that they don't want to leave because they've had such a darn good time. And that's important. You know what I wanted to get back to before I take a quick little break here. And this is my sense of humor, my innate curiosity. You mentioned your curiosity about high-rise properties. I
yes.
thought you, when I first read and was thinking about this, because we hadn't gone in depth, I thought you meant maybe New York City, Chicago, or one of those cities. Because
You know,
I don't think of high-rise places here in Florida, but there are some, right?
that's interesting. My girlfriend came from New York, and when I took her downtown, I took her to the Aventura area because that's mainly where I was, and I showed her the high-rise buildings, the high-rise properties, 40 stories, 50 stories that I used to manage. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I never knew these existed in Florida. I thought this was only in New York." But no, they do exist, and they're million-dollar homes right here in South Florida. Yes.
I love that.
We do,
I
yes,
do. I
for
do. Thank you
sure.
for that. Listen, my love, I'm going to have Kirill put you in the green room for just a brief second. And then when I come back, I want to talk a wee bit more about what you're doing and why you have such a love and fascination and passion for it. And you're so darn good at it. And that word that you started off with, confident, because it comes through. So be in the green room for just a brief second, and I'll be back with you in just a second. I don't know if you know this because I don't think I ever shared this, but I love real estate, any and every and all aspects of it. And I know a lot of people in the real estate business. This is a lady you need to connect with, no matter where you at and what you're doing, or people that you know. Send them to her because she's all heart and she's really invested with heart and soul in what she's doing. I have a joyful Monday that comes to you every Monday at 3 p.m. And when that comes, I want you to come and join me because it's always good, yummy, juicy conversation, topics that we talk about. And it's in embryo, but I want you to come and be a part of it and bring your Q&As so that we can address any concerns that you might have. And I'm segueing a little bit different. I'll be sharing a little bit more of that with you soon. But more importantly, not more importantly, but as important, my masterclass. I've been talking about this forever and ever and ever, but it's coming up July the 13th. Please come join me because, in conjunction with all of the brilliant style information that I'll be sharing with you, I'm going to be sharing with you what's on the drawing board for you that will really give you more oomph and awareness and knowledge about you. And that's what we're all here to do, to share with each other. So join me on July the 13th. I can't believe I've been saying since January, it's almost here. So I hope to see you there. In the meantime, I'm going back to our Dr. Sharon. I'm going to call her Sharon now. Dr. Sharon McKnight. Before we go back to real estate, tell me a little bit about, because I think I told you my sister was a psychologist, and she and I spent a lot of time with her in the medical industry and all the different ways that she was, people that she was involved with. She talked a lot, they talk a lot about emotional intelligence and transformational leadership. Just
Oh my
hearing,
gosh. Yeah, I can't believe we're going there. I really thought this was all about iTrip Hollywood, Florida. But since you went there, I am happy to go there with you.
yes, go there, go
Yes.
there.
iTrip. I mean, here we go. iTrip. I'm sorry. I'm so zoned
No,
in.
iTrip is good. We're going to go back to it, but I'm
Okay.
fascinated by this
It's
because
okay.
I'm always talking about, Sharon, emotional intelligence, security, and stability, which we all need. And so when
Yes.
I saw this, I said, we got to talk because transformational leadership, that's where we're all headed.
Yes.
So you can take us
So,
there briefly.
so emotional intelligence and transformational leadership are the theories that were grounded in my research, my doctoral research. And I stumbled upon emotional intelligence in one of my grad programs, and it just never left me because, believe it or not, property management, being able to deal with all the different personalities, being able to
Yes.
identify the emotions, deal with the emotions, and on a daily basis, it was this my research just helped me, one, to be able to navigate the storms in in my property management profession and career. And this is where I am today. And it's, I mean, emotions, it's a big thing right now. Mental health, a big deal right
Oh,
now.
Sharon, thank you for indulging me because I had to bring that in because that leads to being able to communicate, relate, and connect with the people that you're working with on a much more powerful level when you have had some inkling and awareness and knowledge and insight into what that entails. So thank you for that because we all need it. And you're so right about the mental awareness. I mean, when I read, I'm segueing a wee bit, but I tend to do this, that our younger generation committing suicide highest rate than ever before. That saddens me, and we'll talk a wee bit more about that. But before we go on to anything else, I'm interested, Sharon, because I have no awareness of. I want to know a little bit more about vendor partnerships. Share with us a little bit about that.
So vendor partnerships, as I mean, I touched on this a little bit um, before, that's extremely important because there is no way that I could do this on my own without, because resources to hone on the skills that all the vendors bring to the table,
Yes.
one person usually, and I am not that one person, is not able to deliver the services needed to make your estate and to make homeowners comfortable, right? I mean, when you go to the doctor, you go to a doctor for, you go to a chiropractor, you go to a cardiologist, you go to an OBGYN, you go to different ones for different things, right? So I have had to look at the vendors in the playing field to ensure that what the service that I'm offering, whether I'm there or not, is top notch service that the homeowner, more importantly, will be happy with, and the guests coming in will definitely resonate with that as first class high end service.
I like that. And you know why? Because I'm a wordsmith in my fashion for all the reasons I'm not going into, but I somehow aligned and connected that with vendor partnerships. I'm thinking vendor collaborations, which is kind of a different verbiage, a way of saying it, and a
Yes.
connector. So people who will benefit you, and it's a win win for both. That's really what it amounts to, right? Ah, I get that now. I wasn't sure about that, but you brought it home, and it's clear to me now. Sharon, tell us. I already know, but I need to hear it, and we all need to hear it from you. We've heard it in different verbiage from you thus far, but what lights you up the most? What gives you the most excitement and enjoyment? And you say hallelujah about the work that you're doing now?
Persons who don't want to leave,
Yes,
not the ones who come. And I mean, I love the skeptics also, but I love the ones that come and say, "Wow."
yes,
The wow
yes,
factor is what I strive to give. Whether you're spending $10, then I'm going to make sure that you feel you've spent the best $10 ever. And if you come in spending $5,000 for the week, I want you to feel that you've gotten that and more. So that for me, the wow factor is to aim to please and to over deliver.
one of my favorite words, because when you get and hear that, you know that all is well.
Yes.
You know that you've done your work, and back to that word of mouth, those people are going to be saying, Sharon, working with her at iTrip, I mean, blah 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 blah, and it just goes on and on and on. And even though marketing and promotion and advertising, all of that's all well and good, nothing beats that still.
Yes.
Yes, that now, you might not want this question, but I don't leave anything out. What is it that it's hardest for you to wrap yourself around sometimes in the wonderful business that you're in? Because it is a dynamic, fascinating business.
Yes, is to hear, or and I don't want to pick on them, but the hardest for me are the persons who still live in the past, because our short-term rentals have not always been professionally managed. It has left somewhat of a sour taste on some persons, the tongue of some persons, or elected officials um, trying their best, because again, there are persons who are doing this business, and I'm going to assume that they don't know that there are laws and rules that they need to abide by, and they're leaving millions of dollars on the table yearly, not filing taxes and stuff. So the elected officials also scoff at short-term rental property managers, because it has
Yes.
not been done right for such a long time.
Ooh, that was a great reply. That was a great response and cleverly delivered. You are a politician at heart, too. I like that.
So I love my elected officials, don't get me wrong. But I do also understand that we have been a problem for them for some time, and we're working to change that playing field. We're working to do what's right.
Yes, 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 yes. I tell you, the time goes here, and I know that you have a 30-minute consultation that you offer
Yes.
for anyone out there who is interested or knows of someone who wants to get more involved, invested in real estate, in short term, whatever, or long. I'm sure you get involved with any and everything that all that has to do with what you're doing.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you're offering and how they come to you and all of that, and then and Kirill is going to run across all of your information.
So I'll leave you with this,
Yes,
Joy, and the audience, of course. I won't.
yes,
I have to pay homage.
yes,
So it's not unusual for our homeowners to realize a 25% increase in net rental income within the first month of joining our program. That is a given, right? Our room conversion rates are 5 times better than our closest competitor, and we take pride in saying that, because that's who we are. And I do offer a 30-minute complimentary consultation to anyone who wants to give me a call to see how I could help them. One, not to leave revenue on the table, to give them back their time. Just be assured that I pay attention to details and that your our mutual guests will enjoy coming back. And also, you have homeowners, unlimited use of your property. So give me the 30 minutes. Let's talk. Let's see where you are, what you've done, and what we can do together going forward.
I love that. You know why? Because we've all heard Sharon over and over again, and sooner or later it really resonates. The devil is in the details.
Yes.
And those who take care of the details and forget about but be aware of the competition, that's the person that you want to be aligned with. So I like that. As far as your competitors and how you describe that, from what I'm hearing and from what I can see from what you shared, competitors or whatever, what would be your closest competitor? The person
So
that you keep an eye on more so.
so while I don't want to name my major competitors, but they're out there and they're known. The other short-term rental, I mean, anyone can Google them. I'm not here. I'm sorry, competitors, but I'm not giving you a plug.
Good for you. Good for
All right,
you.
but
Good for you.
they're out there. And however, though, I must say I'm speaking specifically to our DIYs, the ones who think they can do it themselves, because they're the ones that are really leaving revenue on the table because they think, oh, I can have a listing on Airbnb. I'm doing well. Well, let's talk. You could come with me for a year and you decide, this is not what I want, but I can guarantee you, once you've come here, you won't go anywhere else.
You know what? Again, the devil is in the details, and it seems like from everything I've heard, you take care of all the details, and you have a community and a
Yeah.
group of people around you in the community who help to support what you're about. I don't think anything beats that. And the reality is you're also a politician because the way that you dance around, I love
I
that.
try
You,
to be politically correct. I mean, but the truth is, it's what you see is what you get, though, Miss Joy. You have to give me that.
oh,
There's no
absolutely.
frills or
Oh,
thrills here.
I am applauding you. I am celebrating. I commend you for that because I am not politically correct. But yet, when I see it and feel it and hear it, I say bravo. And so I say bravo to you. You know what? Not only all of that, Sharon, but you have given me a great education because a lot of what you shared, I only had an inkling about. So you open up a lot of new possibilities and areas for me to consider and look into because there's so much out here, and real estate is a dynamic market to
It
still
is.
be involved in no matter what area you're in. So thank you for your time and thank you for everything. You are a delight, and I love your sense of laughter.
No,
And that smile lights up the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Any
thank
parting words, any words of wisdom before you go?
Sure. I just want to say thank you very much for having me. Audience, thank you for actually putting up with me this evening. I'm sure you could be doing anything else. I am truly honored to be in your presence. And one, real estate, you cannot go wrong. Invest, invest, and let us manage. Let your head rest with the best. iTrip Hollywood, Florida, and Sharon, our team, we're here to really manage for you what and allow you to rest. Put it that way.
I love that. Thank you. That was a great ending. And thank you. Carilla's going to put you in the green room. Good night for now. And I'm going to end. And thank you, thank you, thank you. You have had a dynamic, fascinating conversation here tonight. This lady is really on top of what she's doing. And you really ought to meet with her whenever it's convenient for you. I have to say this each and every time I end with you because it's from my heart to your heart. Much, much love. Be and stay well. Look after you first so that you can look after all of the people who need your love and your guidance and your direction. All one and the same. Be well and take care. Much love. Good night for now. Cheers.